Let's just spend a minute on your critiques of these videos, because it was such a clever way, I thought, to handle the insanity that broke out when Trump won. You approached it very forensically as a filmmaker and just kind of had some issues with the direction and the editorial choices by some of these people having the meltdowns. All right, let's watch one, which is, I think we've got Sat 2, where this is a woman, we think, with a half-shaved head. Let's watch.
Your kids need to hear you discussing trans and queer topics. You will be hearing about trans athletes, and you need to set the record straight on the percentage of trans people in the United States and the percentage of competitive trans athletes. It's super important to stick with the facts. Let's stop the witch hunt on trans people.
So for the listening audience, that woman literally has like a center part and a long head of hair on one side and a shaved head on the other side. Go ahead, Justine, your thoughts on her approach to her messaging.
Oh, that one. Oh, geez, I'd have to bring up my critique to really do it justice. But I think in that critique, I went into, gosh, if somebody could bring it up, that'd be.
I have it here. It was
okay,
actually amazing.
You read it.
You wrote, this piece introduces many questions.
Megyn, you should pull up one of the ones that where they were crying and like having a fucking fit. Anyway, but yeah, sorry, go ahead. Read the half shaved head.
You write, this piece introduces many questions. As part of the I'm shaving my head because I don't like the election outcome movement, this character has gone only halfway, yet no reason is given. The viewer is left wondering, is this a new movement? Does this represent those who are ambivalent about the election outcome? Or is the hairstyle of those who sympathize with both sides, or someone who changed their mind midway? The setting is refreshingly not in a car, and yet we wonder why, or what is beyond the fence. There's a fence behind her. What is it blocking? Is it blocking an illegally narrow walkway between two houses? Something else? The bright open space above the actress's head also causes the audience to wonder, is this an escape hatch for the main character, for us? The camera is appropriately elevated, but it's unnecessarily unsteady. Tripods can be delivered to you the next day through Amazon. The editing is unfortunate because this is a short piece. All the dialogue can be captured at once. Another take should have been done. Fiend. End. Meaning that is brilliant. So well done. What gave you the idea?
The ones that were right after the election were absolutely. I mean, the level of emotion that was released. It was. My first thought when I looked at them was, man, we've had this crying genre in. Kind of online post for like 6 years. And as a filmmaker, I always wonder, were you crying really hard? I mean, something was really upsetting to you, and not just about the election, but I mean, this is happening prior. You were crying really hard about something that truly upset you. And then the thought entered your head that, oh, I've got to find my phone. Where's my phone? I've got to record this. And then you
put my tears on camera.
I've got to record myself crying. And then you recorded yourself. Maybe you did a couple of takes and then you watched it back and then you edited it. And then you decided that it should be distributed internationally and you posted it online. Or were you wondering what to post next on your social media account? Should it be an unboxing video? Should it be a visit to your doctor's office? What are you going to do to keep the audience there? And you go, I know, I'll do a crying video. And you post it and you set your phone up or your camera and then made yourself cry. It had to have gone one way or the other. And then my second thought was, my God, we are so many years into this creator economy and still the quality looks this shitty. How is that possible? Like, it's never been easier. That's why I mentioned that, the creator economy has created an entire cottage industry on equipment, lighting, tripod stands. I mean, everything.
Yeah. You don't have to live like this, Susan.
There's no excuse.
Her name was.
So then I thought, well, I'll just tell them, I'll just do a serious film review of these items that have been distributed internationally. Here they are.
I like the ones where you call people out for not producing real tears. It's like, as an actual actress, come on, you're kind of phoning it in.
some of it is forced. Some of it's forced, and maybe it's the second or third take. And then, the director of this piece should be aware if they're emotionally tiring the actress with too many takes. But it's better to read them. Actually, if people go to my Substack, which is JustineBatemanSubstack.com, there's an index there I've done over 100 of them. So they can go down, you go all the way down to the bottom even and see the first ones. There was one with a woman who was standing next to this man very close, as if her one arm is behind him. And she's looking at him as he's talking, and she's nodding her head to camera, and then she's looking back and nodding. And it really looked like she's a ventriloquist. And this is her dummy, the guy standing next to her. So there's a whole piece on that. Anyway, it's satire. Absolutely. It's a great way to comment on, because a lot of times they're saying stuff that's really heinous.
Well, but what's so clever about it is, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to laugh at fools who behave so foolishly, and they're meant to anger you. They're meaning to upset you, to motivate you to cry. And it's the appropriate response to look at a lunatic like that and just laugh a little, like, okay, good luck in your influencer career. I've got doubts about how far it's going. Did you get any blowback on that? Like, I know you're towing the line politically, and you're not a political person, which I believe, but do you get blowback just by not saying you're for Kamala, you can get blowback in Hollywood?
I don't remember a time in my career where there was an absence of criticism of me. So, or of anybody. There's nothing unique about me in that sense. I go into detail in my book, Fame, right? We talked about that years ago.
Yep.
You just didn't hear it as often because of the effort it took to write a letter to somebody, back before the internet. So there's always been somebody, at least one person, and I say that sarcastically, like more than one person, who's got a problem with me, is something about my presence pushes their buttons, or they don't like that I haven't done anything to my face, or they, so I don't, it doesn't, any quote blowback I would be getting from anything I'm saying now is in the same bin. In other words, it's no different now than it's ever been. So I don't care. And all I'm saying now is I'm glad that mob mentality momentum is over, because the last 8 years, and most acutely last 4 years, were fucking unbearable.
Yeah.
Unbearable. I never want to go through anything like that again in my life. I truly don't. It was the most un-American situation I've ever been in. And I'm 58, I think. I'm 58,
Yeah, totally agree.
To say that people can't ask questions, can't say what they think, can't ask that there be some research on this or that. It was absolutely awful. And it was just like Revenge of the Hall Monitors. It was the fucking Debbie Downers, the party poopers, and one of the things, the social media video critiques that I'm doing, I'm not doing that many anymore, because you don't have as many, people getting all crazy about it. But I will do it for subscribers for Christmas presents. If they want a Christmas present for someone, they could send me their moms or their sisters or whatever. It's a good Christmas present, right? And I'll do a critique for them.
That's amazing.
But there's something about satire, Megyn, that was one of the comedy and satire was one of the first things to take a dive that they squashed. Because when you think about it, if you have satire and comedy in a society, you have balance, because it's like an insect in an area in nature that keeps certain things at bay. And you eliminate that insect and you'll find, oh, here comes some vine that starts choking the trees. oh, that was the main food source for that insect that you just got rid of. So satire and comedy are like that. They hem in, and there's other things too, of course, but those are two elements that will hem in a society and keep a balance. And you see, those were two of the first things that they got out in order to make this squashing down this hall monitor bullshit.
The purification.
You had to get rid of comedy.
Yeah. I mean, it really is puritanical. And I do agree. I think it's over. For those of us who have been holding our breath for the past several months, we can finally exhale in the wake of this presidential election, right? Work can finally be done on the major issues that this country's facing, and one of the most significant is our national debt. Look, the fact is our nation's broke, and that debt is a house of cards that cannot be quickly dismantled by anyone. So the strategy remains the same when it comes to your investments. You might want to diversify your savings. Virtually all the experts say that's a good idea. This is why I want to tell you about Birch Gold. So many things are out of our control and out of our president's control that it really can be important to have a safe haven for your savings. Birch Gold Group can help you if you would like to convert all or part of an IRA or 401k into an IRA in physical gold, which is like a hedging of the bets. And the best news is it does not cost you 1 cent out of pocket. You just text MK to 989898 and you get your free info kit. And plus right now you will receive a free 1 ounce Silver Eagle for every $5,000 purchased Silver Eagle coin. Protect your savings with Birch Gold. Text MK to 989898 and claim your eligibility for free silver today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.